The sparkles, the glitz, the glamour, that's what makes figure skating, you know? But low-key, if you're actually a skater, we all know that the reality of things is literally us blowing our snot out by the sides of the boards, literally moments before we're about to give the performance of our lifetime. You know, not as glamorous as people think. But anywho, we are back today to tier rank every single figure skating costume from the 2024 to 2025 Grand Prix Finals that just happened this week. This is part one where we will be covering and tier ranking all of the ladies and men's costumes. Stay tuned next week where we will be covering all of the partner disciplines, including pairs, figure skating, and ice dance. So make sure you hit that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss the drop. It's gonna be great. Because I was like, why not share my unsolicited opinions on the internet again? Hello, friends of the internet. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Kathy, and I'm a 26-year-old competitive figure skater living and training in New York City. I post a lot of figure skating videos here on this channel as well as on my Instagram. So if you want a little bit of a sneak peek into the life of an athlete and figure skater, you can also find me there. As a figure skater myself, I truly know that costumes are a huge part of what makes our routine successful. Your costume should not only just look good, but should also help you tell the artistic story and message that you want to carry across to the judges and audience. Personally, for me, it's become one of the best parts of the whole process because it's really the part where you can have a bit of artistic freedom and really express yourself. If you love all things figure skating dresses and costume, stay tuned because I have a little something planned for you guys about this topic coming up soon. Disclaimer time! Please note that today I will be ranking pieces of fabric, not humans. My subjective opinion of these costumes, emphasis on subjective, is not a reflection of who these athletes are, their skating skills, their abilities, my preferences for them. That is far beyond my pay grade. I'm gonna leave that for the judges to decide. Whether you agree or disagree or have a costume in particular that you're just absolutely in love with, please share it in the comment section down below because I know if you're a figure skating fan, you are most definitely opinionated. Alright, let's jump in and review our tiers today, shall we? We have S tier, slay, chic, absolutely stunning. A, ooh, that's really pretty. B, simply mid. C, not my cup of tea. And D, just what happened here? Alright, let's jump right in and dive into the ladies. First up on the list is Japan's Kaori Sakamoto. For her short program dress this season, she had this kind of red, sleeveless kind of number going on. I thought it was really sleek, you know, very chic. I think red's a very good color on her. I will say I'm not super sure on the stoning pattern and just the pattern of the dress itself, but I do like the cut. So for that, I'll place it in A tier. Next one we got is her long program dress to her program to the music from the musical Chicago is this black dress with this gold thing going on. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this dress, I was like, what is going on there? Because I feel like they were trying to go for something like cool and unique with the gold collar area thing, but to me it's giving like snake, and nothing about Chicago is snake. I'm not sure if I'm vibing with this dress, so I unfortunately have to stick this in the D tier. Next one we got is Miss Amber Glenn from the United States, and her short program is to Janet Jackson, and she's kind of wearing this like black edgy kind of dress number. I actually think it's really cool. I really like the silhouette. I would probably stick this in the A tier. And for a long program, she did music to The Audio Machine, and she wore this kind of a purple ombre dress. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm usually not a big fan of dress patterns or designs where the decor is very spiky looking, and that's kind of what it's giving in this dress. I do think the coloring work on this dress is beautiful. The different colors ombre together is really pretty, but just the spiky stoning and the spiky pattern on the chest is not my favorite, so I would have to put this in B tier. Next, we have from Japan, Wakaba Higuchi, and her short program music is to Dune, and let me tell you, her costume, absolutely obsessed. That dress is the dress of the season. It is absolutely stunning. I believe Mathieu Caron did this dress, and he is absolutely an artistic genius. I actually made a documentary video with him on my channel, so if you're interested in more figure skating dresses and how they're made and costumes and all that, feel free to check that video out. But this dress is absolutely stunning, like just everything down to the coloring of it, like the gray and the aqua just goes so well. You see kind of on her sleeve that is all mesh with different cutouts on it, so when she wears it, it literally looks like she has tattoos. It is so perfectly edgy, and I am obsessed with this dress. Lives rent-free in my brain. So for that, I would have to stick in an S tier. And then you got her long program dress, which is this purple one, and honestly, it really reminds me of Amber Glen's dress. It's like the same concept of this like ombre purple with this like spiky patterns on the chest. I will say again, I'm not the biggest fan of the spiky kind of pattern on the chest, but I will say I like this one slightly better because at least like the spikiness is like going in the same direction. Like it's really hard to explain what I mean, but hopefully I'm getting my point across. I would have to stick this in A tier. I do think that the nude to kind of purple ombre by the hands and the sleeves is absolutely well done. And the next lady we have is Miss Hana Yoshida, and you guessed it, once again from Japan. Really, this season's Grand Prix is like Japan versus Amber Glen, but we love that for our US Queen Amber. But anyways, oh my goodness, this dress, stunning. This is the type of dress that when you think, I want to go outside the box, I want to be unique, and doing it right, because sometimes I feel like you have such a cool, unique, like let's be different, let's be edgy idea, and when it's not executed well, it just looks not great. But this dress is so stunning, like the texture, abstract lines going across the bodice, the coloring work. So for that, that one also goes into S tier. For her long program dress, oh my god, this is another killer winner for me. Like if I liked her short program dress, I like her long program dress even more. It is so stunning. Like just look at how this dress photographs. Like I have no idea how whoever made this made this. It was just stunning. Like it looks like a galaxy. Like all the stoning, I just cannot imagine how many hours it took to color and stone this dress because it just sparkles in such a right way. And I do think like the cutouts, like the strappy cutouts, so unique and so cool, and I will give her props. Her hair looks amazing with this dress too. I would have to stick this one in S tier as well. She is really slaying the costume game, and I love that for her. And our next lady, also from Japan, is Monet Chiba, and for her short program, she did it to a Donna Summer song, and I believe Matthew also did this dress for her, and it is so stunning. Like I'm usually not a huge fan of pink, but the pink and the gold and the details on the bodice of that dress is so stunning. Like I love the asymmetrical cut, kind of how like the gold and the kind of little strips of like pink fabric goes kind of asymmetrically. It is just gorgeous. I think this dress, I'm gonna have to stick in S tier as well. And then for her long program, she kind of had this red dress with kind of this like cool textured bodice going on. I think this is pretty. I don't like it as much as I like the dress for the short program. I don't know if it's just like the texture in the bodice is maybe a little bit too much at some points, but I just didn't like it as much as I liked her short program dress, so I would stick this in A. I still think kind of the rich red color still looks really good on her. And the last lovely lady we have is also from Japan, and that is Rino Masuke. And her short program was to Moulin Rouge, and she's wearing this really pretty rosy pink dress with kind of like a corset-y almost stoning pattern. It's not something out of the box, but it is just really stunning, and I think that shade of pink was really well chosen and fits her super well. And for her long program dress, she's wearing this like white long-sleeved gray ombre dress, and I will just say this, gray is not my favorite color on ice, just because I feel like the ice is already white and the rink lighting is so harsh, so sometimes I feel like wearing gray makes you feel kind of too washed out. This one's not my favorite. I would have to stick this dress in C tier, not my cup of tea. Moving on to men's. First we have Ilya Malinin from the US, and for his short program, he's wearing kind of this like long sleeve shirt that has like these cool toned colors airbrushed on. I do like the coloring work a lot on this. I think the color was done great, like the ombre, and it looks dynamic even without having like stones on it. However, I do think the silhouette on him, I'm not sure if it's just certain images, but it literally just looks like he's wearing a shirt that's like a little bit baggy in my opinion. For that reason, I will have to put it in B tier. Love the coloring, but not the silhouette on him. For his long program costume, he's donning kind of this medieval looking cream blouse with a black vest with gold detailing on top. I will say I do like the silhouette of this one much better than his short program costume because it feels more like a complete costume. Fit looks better on him in my opinion. However, what I like less is kind of the coloring to stoning on this costume. I know he's doing like a vampire themed program, I think, hence why there's kind of like the red blood around his neck and a little bit on his sleeve. I think that's cool. It's done okay. I think if it's too much, it gets into Halloween territory, even though we're way past Halloween. But I think it's not bad. So again, the stoning is a little bit too spiky for my taste, so I would have to put this one in B tier as well. Hello friends, Editing Kathy here. Of course, I filmed this like 2 days before the Grand Prix Finals, and Ilya rolls up with 2 completely new costumes, creating more work for me. JK, but he updated his short program costume to this darker blue and gray ombre piece, and I'm not sure if for me this is an upgrade because I'm not a fan of the pants also being that same colored blue. I think there's a lot going on here, but not sure if it's quite working, so I'm gonna have to stick this in C tier, unfortunately. However, his new long program costume is quite the intriguing one. The costume is super intricate and detailed. If you look at it close up, it almost looks like it's too much, but from far away, it's actually quite cool. A standout for me is the back, where it looks like a cutout with almost like skeleton ribs on it, but obviously it's nude mesh with a design over it because everything in skating is an illusion, but I think this actually looks quite cool and is in fact an upgrade from the last one, so it moves up to A tier for me. The next skater we have is Yuma Kageyama from Japan, and for his short program, he's donning this kind of black shirt with these cool wavy looking silver pattern going through it. I do think the pattern is pretty cool. It's very modern, you know, kind of abstract. It's not my favorite on him personally, so I would have to stick this in B tier. I don't know, something for me is just missing just a tad bit, but it's not bad. For his long program, it seems like he's doing some sort of Latin-based theme program with kind of like a bullfighting almost principle to it, and I actually really love the front of this costume. As you can see, it's kind of this like V-neck that actually has lace around it. I personally really love when more traditionally feminine elements of clothing and design like lace is incorporated into menswear and men's fashion and men's athletic wear as well. For that, I actually love the front. However, what ruins this costume for me is the back. Because he's doing some sort of Latin-based like bullfighting thing, they literally rhinestoned a bull onto the back of his shirt. Maybe I'm just missing like the artistic value, or maybe there's some meaning behind it. Like if I did, let me know in the comments down below, but I was just like, why would you do that? You turn something that could be couture and turn it into a 6-year-old Halloween costume. So for that, I would have to put that in C tier. Love the front, but just do not like the back. And next athlete we have is Shun Sato, also from Japan, and his short program is Two Ladies in Lavender. So of course he's wearing this kind of lavender, periwinky, purple shirt. I'm pretty sure periwinky is not a word, but you know what I mean. I will say I am not the biggest fan. Pleating going so vertically, just like across his whole bodice with like abundance of stones, just makes it look a little bit too busy, and it's personally not my favorite. And I don't think this color of purple suits him as well as another color of purple could have. For that, I would unfortunately have to put this in D tier, where I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here. However, I will say his long program costume is much better. I actually really like the shade of blue that he's wearing. I think navy blue looks really great on him. I love a good ombre sleeve that goes into that like light blue. Looks stunning. I feel like it's missing that a little bit of extra to get it there. I think the base of this costume is pretty solid, so I would stick it in B tier. And the next skater we have is Adam Shahimfa from France, and I know that he withdrew from the competition, but he's been such a big part of the Grand Prix series and he did qualify, so I'm gonna throw all the qualifiers in here as well. For the skaters who did qualify and just withdrew, I also included them in this video. But back to Adam, for his short program music, he's wearing this like white kind of blouse top, and it looks pretty cool. It looks very contemporary. It looks like he's about to do a contemporary dance routine. It kind of has this deep V cut with the rest being mesh. I think it's very French. It's giving France, but I will say that something about this to me is just missing a little bit of something. It's not bad for sure. I think they're trying to go avant-garde, trying to go with the contemporary vibe, so I respect that. So for that, I would have to stick it in C tier, not my cup of tea. And for Adam's long program, he did Dune, and I swear to God, every single figure skater is skating to the Dune soundtrack ever since the release of the Dune 2 movie. But I will say, yes, this costume is where it's at. I think the detail on the work and the coloring and the silhouette and the patterning just makes this costume look so good, so filled with texture, like not a rhinestone in sight from what I can tell. It still feels so complete, and I think that really takes a lot of hours of careful shading and painting and airbrushing, so kudos to whoever did this Dune costume. I I think this is really, really awesome. I would stick this in S tier. I feel like low-key all the Dune costumes are like slaying. Maybe just because like the source inspiration is just so well done. The next skater we have also represents France, and that is Kevin Amos. And I will say his short program costume, absolutely love. I think the sleeveless look on him is absolutely stunning. The leather pants are also super, super cool. 5,000 plus aura points. The guy looks like a rock star. And I love how the top is not just plain black, it's very sparkly, it's sequin. It gives like an extra little bit of oomph to something that is silhouette-wise actually quite simple. So I think the texture of the sequins and the texture of the leather pants used instead of stereotypical fabric is really what makes this costume. S tier for this one, he looks great in it. For his long program, he has this long sleeve aqua blue green ombre tight fitting kind of number going on. I would say whoever did the artwork on this, the painting, the airbrushing, the dyeing, made it look absolutely stunning. Again, was one of those costumes where there's not a single sparkly thing in sight, but the coloring itself just speaks for itself. Typically don't like costumes that extend with the gloves all the way to the hands, but for this one, somehow it just works. It looks very modern, very contemporary, done beautifully. I do quite like this on him. I will say it's not S tier for me, but it's definitely in the A tier. I think the vibe of this costume is definitely giving like Vincent van Gogh Starry Night watercolor, so love that for him. And then we have Daniel Grasso, who represents Italy, and his short program costume is this black number. It was actually really hard to find a good picture of it, but from what I can tell, it looks like a black long sleeve with a little bit of drapey situation going on, and to be honest, I don't know what's going on here. It just looks a little bit strange. The length on him just looks a little bit weird. There's nothing too special going on. So I would have to unfortunately put this one in D, where I'm just like, I feel like we could have came up with something better. And then for his long program costume, maybe I just found the wrong picture, but I think he's just wearing a white t-shirt with black pants. I hope that's just me accidentally pulling the wrong image and that's actually like a picture of him, you know, at a practice or something, but I think that's his actual costume. So if that is the case, I would have to put this one in D tier because I feel like we can definitely do better than white t-shirt and black pants. Next here we have is Mikhail Shaidarov. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but please correct me if I'm wrong. And for his short program, he also did a Dune program. And I will say his costume is actually very, very similar to Adam's in that I do actually think it's really well done. Like the texture, the shading, again, not a sparkle in sight, but still really complete and really well done. For that, I will also stick his short program costume in the S tier. And then for his long program, I think he did Moonlight Sonata, and he wore this kind of black with a lot of like bling kind of coming from the edges of the bodice outline. I think it actually looks pretty cool. I like the stoning pattern. I like the purpley black color scheme. It's not bad. I think it's just not something extra that would put it in the S tier. So for that, I would put it in the A tier. I do think he actually has pretty good costume game. All right, friends, that's a wrap. Stay tuned for part 2 next week, where I will be tier ranking all of the pairs and ice dance costumes from the Grand Prix Finals. And if you would like to see more content like this on figure skating, tier ranking, my own athlete journey as a figure skater, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world, and I will make more videos like this to come every week, every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. ET. So make sure you subscribe so you get notified when I release a new video and you don't miss out on the next one. Please leave me a comment down below on which one of these costumes was your favorite, or maybe if there is a particular skater's costume that you love that I didn't mention, leave it in the comment down below. I love discourse as long as it is healthy, constructive, and positive. No toxicity in this community. Also, feel free to leave a comment for me down below on what you would like to see me tier rank next and what you would like to see from me next in general, because your idea may just be the next video I make. Till next time, stay sparkly and stay glamorous, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Sickly sweet, keeps me coming, got me weak. You could kill me, I'd still